You don't know what you're doing to me, baby. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. You love me, but I know,
I couldn't do it.
Perfect timing. Thanks to devine1x and his timing skills, yo. You all, oh man. Welcome back to another show of the Heat Market Radio. We are here live on inthemixradio.com. Anybody wants to see the show live, hand claps on call for that, whatever. Everybody wants to see the show live, please tune in to inthemixradio.com from 4 to 6 p.m. right about now. And we are live on YouTube. We're live streaming on YouTube in case you don't want to go to In The Mix, which you should want to go to In The Mix because that's the better quality. You know, I think the quality dumbs down, right, through YouTube?
It's the same quality for YouTube.
You think so?
Same quality.
I bet you it's not. Anyway, we got a great show for you guys today, man. Action packed. Hold on. I don't even have my phone. Oh yeah. All right. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. But so devine1x, how was your weekend, man?
We don't want to talk about that.
We gotta talk about something or it's gonna be dead air here, bro.
I mean, my Friday was horrible because one of the people in my job, well, the clients at my job,
Don't say anything that's gonna get you fired, first of all.
A really big accident happened and
They blamed you.
I got sent home.
You got what?
I got sent home.
Oh, so that's why you're here today. Wow. Yo, accidents happen, man. And are you directly involved with the incident? Wow. Was it a breach of security? Yeah. Oh shit. See, well, this is a talk for the ride home. Well, I told you about that. I definitely warned him about that. devine1x took it upon himself to get himself a job where a lot of things can transpire, meaning every day-to-day life things and physical altercations on top of other kind of things. But it is what it is. We got to make our money, man, and that's what it is, man.
Facts.
Anyway, a shout out to Will Sully. Just dropped his mixtape Generation X. It is a fucking phenomenal. If you follow my live feed, you definitely see me posting every 5 minutes something else from Will Sully. Mixtape is incredible. Did you hear the mixtape? devine1x?
Not yet.
Not yet. But did you
I
hear
will.
certain?
I will.
He emailed it to me about a couple of days before it dropped.
So email it to me.
And he was like, yo, I really want you to hear it first. I want you to give me criticism. And I'm not going to lie to you. Usually when somebody emails me something, I try to pinpoint every little fucking mistake or, you know what I mean, something I don't like about it. Yo, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. Even like he has like this party shit. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, it's a party joint. And even that, I was like, wow.
It was
Nah, he's on point. He's definitely, he makes his own beats. So
yeah,
that's
Will Sully beats.
But this is what I'm trying to say. I was trying to dissect it because usually when somebody makes their own beats and rhymes, there's gonna be some kind of flaws in there. You know what I mean? And I couldn't find any, man. So shout out to Will Sully for that. Shout out to Paul Gotti. His project is I don't know how many years in the making, but it's really close to being done.
What he put on Instagram.
How long? It's what, 2 years or 3 years, some shit like that, right? 3 years in the making. And throughout the journey, he's dropped tracks here and there with Fred the Godson, Chris Rivers, and delightful music, man. Delightful music. And I will say that I'm a big gigantic Paul Gotti fan, not because he's a personal friend of mine, but just because he's a stand-up dude, and he takes his music to the heart and real serious about it, and invests all his money into it. So shout out to Paul Gotti, and We're gonna try to arrange somehow where we can get a listening party between Paul Gotti and Will Sully at the same time in here, playing their music with a surprise guest. I won't even say it till it's confirmed. Put it like that. But it is confirmed. But I just want to make sure I got the whole thing. So that episode of the Heat Market Radio will be definitely something to look forward to. I'm trying to shoot for 22nd or the 29th is the last Sunday?
28th.
28th or the 22nd. Yeah, we're shooting for those 2 dates. Next week, I'm excited too. Next week we got a hell of a show. I don't even want to say who's coming, but it's going to be a definitely a good show. Definitely. Well, I could say. All right. Could I say it? Nah, just wait for the flyer tonight. I'll put the flyer out tonight. But I'll just put a hint out. It starts with a J. Psych. No, I'll say it, man. We got Music Maestro coming next weekend. If you don't know who Music Maestro is, go to his IG, Music Maestro. He's worked with everyone you could think of. LL Cool J. The list is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I was looking at it.
His resume is looking really good.
Yeah. I was looking at it. I was like, yo, this guy's worked with pretty much everybody. And everybody that's relevant to this day. And he's stopping by the show. And I got my man GV Porter from the BX. Guns Villain Porter, please, man. I hope you're watching, man. Salute to you, my brother. I played some of your joints on the live, too. Guns Villain is the next one up, too. He's definitely got a lot of shit. But, yeah, man. It's going to be a great show.
About that X-Men poster.
I told you, man. We're not gonna get into everything because it's not gonna. They're not gonna be able to pack all of the origins of Phoenix in that one movie. There's no way. There's no way. It's gonna be a good movie. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think it's gonna be as action packed and exciting.
Did you see the date for that though?
Yeah.
Valentine's Day. Really?
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that.
Hey, babe, where we going? We're going to see X-Men.
You know that's not happening. That's definitely not happening. Shout out to everybody that saw The Purge this weekend, man. Really good movie. I wanted to go see Ant-Man, but my son convinced me to see The Purge instead.
That Purge is lit.
I wasn't disappointed, but the Ant-Man, I heard there's something real big in the end.
I know.
That I have to see. I don't know what it could be.
I stopped myself from like watching it on YouTube because if certain Marvel movies that I don't like.
What, Ant-Man?
No,
on YouTube?
like they showed like some people record the endings and post it.
Oh, I wouldn't even want to see it.
Thor Ragnarok, I didn't like Thor. I saw the beginning of Thor Ragnarok. I didn't like it.
You didn't like the movie? What?
So I skipped it. I went on YouTube and watched the ending. So I already knew. I already knew that.
Let me tell you something. I didn't like too much of the Thor. I didn't like the first or the second one too hard. That last one I liked. And I don't know if it's because I'm a giant Hulk fan, you know what I mean? But I didn't even like, that's the only thing I didn't like about it, the way they depicted Hulk. Like, too comical.
Planet Hulk, that's supposed to be Planet Hulk.
I know, it's supposed to be, but it's that's what I'm trying to get at. You see how they chop shit up like that? You don't get the full effect. That's how Phoenix is going to be, man. That's how Phoenix is going to be, a guarantee. Anyway, man, we got a great show. Great show. We got NYC Devine in the building right about now. We got DJ maytr1x in the building. We got my brother from, oh my God, man. I'm so sorry, man. Huh? Courtney and Maxx Clothing is in the building. Who?
From the Bronx.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's from,
no, they're not all
Queens,
from the Bronx.
Brooklyn, no, Queens and the Bronx.
We got Queens and the Bronx. I got to find out where DJ maytr1x is from. But we got all boroughs in the building. We're going to come right back in about 4 minutes with our first interview of the day. Let's get to this video, DJ Rick. Whichever one you want to play, my brother.
It's actually 4 minutes.
4 minutes?
Alright, let me paint this picture for you. It's Friday, 10 p.m. I link with this bad joint. I mean, bad as in her ass enters the room 10 seconds after she does type shit. Unread text sitting in my inbox from the one that's probably meant for me. Who is she? The different one. The one whose mental captivated you more than any physical touch could, you feel me? Well, it was frightening how much I felt her, I'll tell you that. Maybe that's why I ignored the text. I was afraid to fall. But stubbornness can't prevent destiny. I guess we'll see.
Pull up, I come in peace. I only hope I don't leave in pieces. Full up my cup, increase my good vibe. I won't fight the feeling. She told me do what you want with my body and mind. Just leave my heart unharmed. Just leave my heart unharmed. So I responded with anything you say can and will be held against you. In the court of 6, hope my words do not offend you. I am not a fan of breaking hearts and won't pretend to be. I need somebody that will tend to me. This is everything it's meant to be, girl. Wind your body up and bend for me. I thank God for what he sent to me, but tonight I'm sending you back with the D-I-C-K's in your future. Y'all be paid, bring your loot up. In the meantime and in between time, you can be my lover undercovers and get in between mine. I-C-K's in your future. Y'all be paid, bring your loot up. In the meantime and in between time, you can be my lover undercovers and get in between mine. We can be discreet and make them wonder what we doing. We could beat the heat, sex in the summer, but we coolin'. Fuck a little spit, ain't doing enough unless you droolin'. I can go for days when I am under the influence.
So what you doing?
I'm influenced by your body, inspired by how you want me. Most I get is a little fling, but it's more fire when you're around me. I come in peace, I only hope I don't leave in pieces. Full up my cup and please do not fight, I don't like the feeling. I told her do what you want with my body and mind. Just leave my heart unharmed. Just leave my heart unharmed. So she responded with anything you say can and will be held against you. In the courts of love, hope my words do not offend you. I am not a fan of taking charge and don't intend to be. I need somebody that will fend for me. This is everything it's meant to be, girl. Wind your body up and bend for me. I thank God for what he sent to me, but tonight I'm sending you back with the D-I-C-K's in your future. Y'all be paid, bring your loot up. In the meantime and in between time, you can be my lover undercovers and get in between mine.
We're back. Right. Short notice. Didn't let us know we're coming back. But yes, that was Motif. Lego Motif, my fault. DJ Rex favorite MC in the world right about now.
Actually, no, my favorite MC is Pretty the Op.
Pretty the Op?
Yes.
If Colt is watching, if Banks is watching, hears you say that.
Banks is my favorite singer.
Okay, sorry.
Which
He's a rapper too, though. Yeah, don't get that twisted.
I know he's a rapper, but singing wise, R&B wise.
Okay,
Banks.
Enough of this foolishness. Right about now, man, in the building, I have to make sure the hand claps are ready for this, because this guy, he's unique. It's not just regular day, man, for me. Well, at least for me. We have Brian from Courtney and Maxx clothing line in the building. Please give it up for Brian. Thank you for coming, my brother, first of all.
Thank you for having me.
Not the problem. Now, I'm going to jump right into it because I don't want to leave you in suspense. I know you was like, oh, what does he have to...
Right.
For me. And anybody, please. If you're watching this live, take a second, go to Courtney and Maxx on Instagram. Look at the clothing designs. That's first of all. If you have a chance, do that, please. Go to Courtney and Maxx. It's just Courtney and Maxx on
Courtney
Instagram.
And Maxx,
yes,
yeah.
Courtney and Maxx on Instagram. Check out those designs, and then you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. If not, I'm going to paint a vivid picture for you. All right. I used to work in the clothing line back in the days.
Okay.
Yeah, it was called Nappy Sport. I don't know if you ever heard of that. This was
KNA or
no
NA?
Nappy. Nappy.
Okay.
This was downtown. This was I don't know if you remember when they had poster boards. They had a lot of promotions with who's that guy's name? Who's the famous model from like the 90s? Bald head dude. They came out. I forgot his name. Tyson Brett. He was their first model.
Okay.
They did a whole ad on it when they promoted and everything. After that, they decided to go a little more urban, so they got Redman.
Mm-hmm.
They did a whole campaign with Redman. They got ads in the Source magazine and stuff like that. While I'm not gonna say they declined because they were still making sales and still doing everything. I came in as head of marketing promotions, and then I was eventually I did floor room managing and all that stuff, like
Right.
all kinds of aspects of the clothing line, right, for them. At a real pay cut, like I wasn't getting the money that you should be getting.
Right,
So,
right.
make a long story short, I saw the ins and outs of it, the process of them making the clothing lines and stuff like that, and I been to like a lot of underworld sweatshops in Manhattan,
Right.
that only a few people know about. Like the storefront might be something crazy, but in the
A
back,
deli.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Downstairs, you'll see a real sweatshop, and you'll see the how the stuff is made and stuff like that. But your process, and please tell me if I'm wrong. Correct me. You're hand stitching this stuff.
Correct.
Now, DJ Rec, I don't know if you understand that what we just talked about. Hand stitching. Did you see the clothing line?
Yes, I like the one with the space with the store, the crown of it.
The crown. Okay. That's the only one you saw?
And the one with the ice cream the star.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I appreciate it more because not to cut you off, but just the fact that all right, you're cutting and you're stitching yourself, right?
Correct.
And
freehand drawing it out too.
incredible. Matter of fact, I did show you the. Yes, thank you. You did do that. I did show you the designs on the way home last week. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes,
The face with the crown on it, and then the ice cream.
you're right. You're right.
Ice
I'm
cream one is the best seller.
Yeah, people started responding to that ice cream cone, man. Like, because I used to do a lot more intricate stuff, which the process was a lot longer and stuff. And people were like, "Oh, it's great," but I don't know what people felt about it really, but I felt like they thought like, "Oh, it's too much." And so I've had people
The
tell
ice cream?
No, before the ice cream, I was
Okay.
doing a lot more intricate stuff.
Okay.
And so I think it was too much for people, or they thought like because it was intricate, like the price was gonna be like
Yeah.
I can't afford it or whatever.
That's what I would imagine.
Yeah.
Because put it to you this way. I've like I said, going through that whole process and seeing what they were selling their stuff for retail and what they were giving the stores, I understood how value goes up and down,
Right.
making the garments and everything as far as that. But now we're talking about you hand stitching, hand cutting, and I would expect the value to be at a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be honest, I wouldn't even be. It would be a no-brainer to give you $50, $60 for a T-shirt. Do you understand what I'm saying? And real talk.
Well, that's a blessing.
It's just that I could appreciate and know how much effort you put into each
Yeah.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Opposed to these guys just sending them off to a factory and getting them made. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then reselling them. Like it to me that whole process. Even when I go to somewhere and not to knock any artists out here, but like a lot of artists that I want to support their product. They might throw T-shirts up on the sites or whatever,
Right.
and I'll just see it might be a one silk screen stencil on the top, and they'll be trying to sell it for like $35. And I'm like, listen, I know the logistics that you only paid maybe like $5 to $6 to get that shirt pressed up.
Right.
And I'm not giving you $30. Like, what am I funding your whole career?
Yeah.
Like it makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
If you would have put a little bit of effort, like anything, stitch something in there, I'll be like, all right, well, maybe it's worth it. But coming back to you and your quality, because that's what I call it. It's quality T-shirts, man. And I don't know exactly what else you doing. Are you doing just T-shirts or?
You mean in terms of the clothing? In
Yes,
regards to
the
clothing?
line.
No, I mean tanks, sweatshirts, hats, jewelry.
Okay.
I do a little bit of everything.
See, I didn't see the jewelry. You
Yeah.
didn't post none of that.
It's seasonal for me, or it's random. It's not really something that I'm focused on, but I do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now you have obviously.
It's kind of like you have to strike while the irons are hot.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if the T-shirts are moving, then that's what I'm focused on at the moment.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah.
Where do you get your inspiration from? Like, what makes you say I want to make this design?
So I think like when you're older, you have a lot of references.
Okay.
and you can utilize those references to create some really cool stuff. Some people will respond and relate to it, and others won't, depending on where they've been in their life and what they've been exposed to, and
Yes.
But I hope that those who haven't been exposed to it will then see it and ask questions, like you just asked, like what was the inspiration, where do I get the inspiration from, and so. I'm a Southern boy, so a lot of my designs are rooted in summer. I mean, in my Southern roots. But I also spend a lot of my time here in New York. So
Okay.
it's also inspired by that. We didn't have the ice cream trucks in Virginia, where I'm from, but you have them.
Oh, you're
here
from
in New York.
Virginia?
Yeah, I'm
What
from
part?
Richmond, Virginia.
Rich? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got a lot of family in Hampton.
Yeah. Okay. All
Hampton.
right.
Rip Rap Road. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
No.
It's a really drug infested area.
So is Richmond, but.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Washington too is crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
But Richmond didn't have the ice cream trucks coming through the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
But I
definitely.
remember them when I would come and
In New
visit my
York.
grandmother and
Wow,
stuff,
that's
or
crazy.
growing up here a little bit. So that's part of the inspiration. I have a couple of different lines. And
Hold on
and
one second. Is his mic all the way up? I feel like it's not. I
It is,
can't really
maybe
hear
I
it.
should be.
Yeah,
full-
yeah, please.
All right.
Because I really want everybody to hear this.
All right. And so I draw inspiration from a lot of different things, like books and romance and sometimes like some really crazy bugged out stuff. I don't appear like I have humor, a sense of humor, but like I'm nutty. I'm like really silly and stuff. So I use some of that sometimes to inspire me. Other people inspire me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Family inspires me. Pets inspire me. Candy inspires me. I get inspired by everything.
So let me ask you this. I don't mean to cut you
Of
off.
course.
At the end of the day, right? Let's
Mhm.
say you're inspired, really, like you got whatever. Maybe
Yeah.
it's I don't know, caterpillar with a machine gun. You want to put
Yeah.
that on a T-shirt
Yeah.
away. You have a partner, right?
I do not.
No.
No.
Oh, so I heard Courtney and Max. I figured it was somebody
Well,
else.
Courtney and Max, the name came from my brother's name was Courtney,
Okay.
and he passed away, and so it
Oh,
was a way to
sorry to hear
honor
that.
him.
Great.
And my nickname is Max. My mom
Nice.
used to call me that. So
Nice.
it was just a way to honor my brother
So
and
you're
kind of
solo?
keep him,
Greatest.
kind of
like,
keep him alive.
now I could proceed with all these other questions because I figured if you got a partner, then I gotta transition
Yeah.
to certain other things. So, at the end of the day, then, because my question was gonna be who ultimately says, okay, yeah, let's go with that one. So you're basically, that's it. That's great.
I'm
now,
the Indian and the chief. And,
great,
you
as
know.
you should be, as you should be. What? At the end of the day, you came up with something. Because it takes a hell of a lot of confidence to say, you know what, I'm going to go with this, and we're going to put this on the T-shirts, and we're going to push this. Do you get sketchy? Do you get iffy? Or is it like, you know what, let's
It was
just
a
do
lot less confidence than it was a necessity.
Okay.
When I started out as B66. So it was my first initial in the year I was born, and
That was
ca-
a line, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it still is, partially.
Okay.
I'm segueing into the other brands, though, so because I felt like B66 has been a little more personal,
Mm-hmm.
and so I wanted to focus specifically on the business
Okay.
with the brand, with the Courtney and Max and the photography and stuff like that. So I have different pages for those things because I think it can be a little convoluted for people when they're looking specifically for a product.
Yes.
They don't necessarily want to see your 10,000 selfie or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Definitely. I understand. I definitely understand.
So, but it started about 17 years ago. I was jobless. I was homeless,
Mhm.
sleeping on the floor
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and was asked to go to a party.
Okay.
And back then, or even now, maybe like people ask you to go to a party. You want to be fly when you go to the party,
Definitely.
and I didn't have extra income to buy anything, so I took 2 T-shirts and I wrote on one. I made this T-shirt and cut it out and sewed it onto the other T-shirt and wore it to the party. And people were like, "Oh, I like your T-shirt." I was like, "Thanks." It was like, "Where'd you get it from?" I was like, "I made it." They were like, "Oh, you make T-shirts?" I was like, make T-shirt." "Yeah, I make T-shirts."
Great.
They were like, "Oh, can I buy one?" I was like, "Sell it, buy it." "Yeah, okay, yeah, sure."
Great.
And B66 was born.
Was B66 more urban than what you're doing now, or is it
I don't think that I even thought of to categorize it.
okay?
I just thought like,
Because I'm just asking because the name,
yeah,
it's like B66. It almost sounds like it has to be something, you know what I mean, like a
Yeah.
little bit more, you know, like hip hop ish.
yeah, and I think when you look at B66 or when you compare the two names, Courtney and Maxx, and B66 would come off as a little more urban.
Yeah.
But I never categorized them. I thought that it would speak to who it was supposed to speak to.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You never had no intentions of targeting a certain demographic.
No, and I had no intentions of being a designer, like a t-shirt designer either. You know, the goal was to be an actor, not a t-shirt designer. So it's funny how life,
Of course.
you know, takes you into places you wouldn't think you would go.
Do you write that off though? As far as being an actor, you like just say, nah, I'm gonna
No,
stick with
no,
this shit.
no. Oh, so the one thing that the way I live my life is something that my mom always told me, and that was if you don't try, you've already failed.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so I kind of listen to my heart more so than my brain. Although, you know, I have a business acumen or whatever, I tend to listen to my heart in terms of things that I want to do and try, and especially the things that scare me the most. And I'm one of those people who don't necessarily like to be seen or put out. And social media is different though, because that
Yeah.
allows you
Yeah.
to
yeah,
be everything and everyone
Definitely.
you want to be, right?
Definitely.
But personally, I'm not really one of those people who necessarily like attention or want to be seen. But that's exactly why I do it.
Great.
That's exactly why I do it.
And to be honest with you, you know, this day and age that we're living in, you know, social media, like growing up, put it like this, you know, there was no social media.
Correct.
So everything was grassroots.
Correct.
You know, you-
Correct.
from the bottom up, you had to be out there. Whatever product you had physical contact with somebody to get it promoted.
Correct.
Now everything is posting, you know what I mean, and tagging and all this other stuff.
You want to purchase it? Call me on my beeper.
Yeah, exactly. Now we have outlets like this
Yeah.
where I feel like, you know what, I want to help everybody that I didn't have the chance to help when I didn't have this kind of, you know,
Platform.
platform.
Right.
Exactly. So now it's a no-brainer to get all the up-and-coming artists, all the up-and-coming producers, all established producers,
Yeah.
all clothing lines, anybody, just to, because I really feel like, you know what, there's not enough of that in the mainstream right now.
Correct.
You know, these corporations, they're like, you know what, if you're not selling millions, we're not going to give you no kind of, you know what I mean, leeway
Right.
to get into our brand, you know what I mean, or our world, you know. So
Right.
I'm like, listen, I'm going to help anybody that I can and as much as I can. And like I said, to me, the first thing that stood out was just that I found that it was hand stitched, and then just the quality of it, like just seeing how because I'm pretty sure you didn't have one T-shirt that you were letting everybody wear. You know, it was different
Correct.
ones.
Yeah.
And I just kept noticing how it was like, oh, you know, they all follow the same exact design. Like, how the hell you using stencils to cut this? I don't want you to give up your
No,
secrets.
I don't use stencils though.
No.
No.
So that's
No.
all hand
Yeah.
drawn.
And so that way everyone is gonna have like a little bit of
unique-
difference in each one.
Yes.
Like no two are just alike.
Exactly.
You know,
And-
so
and that's
they may
genius,
look
man.
alike, but there's something a little different about it.
That's genius, man. That is genius. And
Yeah.
to be honest with you, all right.
And I do that also because I want the patron or the client or the customer to feel like it was created just for them.
Exactly. That was gonna get to that. I
Yeah.
was definitely gonna get to that. I don't know if you remember, but you remember Academics when
Oh,
they
yeah.
first came out? When they first came out.
What was that, 92 or something? 93?
Around there.
Around there, something like that, right?
I'm gonna give you this one. All right. My brother, he worked for Loud Records. all
Okay.
right? And they were getting accounts like crazy. They weren't just doing music. They were getting accounts for Pepsi, everywhere you could think of. Ford Focus, the automobile,
Right.
everything. So they got an account with Academics. It was a small brand at the time. These guys, they gave, I think it was 4,000 promotional T-shirts just to give out to everybody to
Right.
wear and on the street team and give them out. The first thing that caught my eye was their collars had like an X on it. It was a stitched out X on the collar. And I noticed that, and I said, "There's not too many T-shirts like that." And then the collar wasn't just a flat collar; it was like those
Ribbed.
yeah,
Yeah,
ribbed collar.
yeah.
And he had the Academic logo stitched on the sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to myself, you know, he had It was he had silk screen, but then he had something on top of the screen. It was like a, it was almost like a glossy layer on top of the silk screen. Like it looked incredible, and I'm saying to myself, damn, these guys to start off a clothing line and use that much, because I know it couldn't have been cheap, you know,
No.
to manufacture
Right.
all of that stuff. So I said, you know what, it's unique, and it caught my eye right away, and I felt like, you know
And then
what,
the colorways and stuff too. Like
Exactly.
when you're doing multiple color, it
Yes.
becomes more expensive. So.
yes, oh yes, they had the t-shirts I'm talking about. They were like a coffee color.
Yeah.
And then the graphic was like an army green. It was an incredible shirt,
Yeah.
like I said. And just to get one for free, I was like, holy shit. You know, like this is, you would wind up paying like 40 something, $50 to something dollars for t-shirts like
Yeah.
this quality. But coming back to your stuff, like I see it, and I see the just the uniqueness of it. And I'm saying, wow, that's quality. And even if it's, you know, like whatever, you could use a one of my old t-shirts that's in the laundry and just make that design on it. It brings so much more value to it.
Yeah.
You understand? And that's what
I
I really
appreciate that.
appreciate and I noticed the most about it. All right. From there, where do you see, all right, well, I don't want to pry too much into your strategy.
No, just ask, man.
Okay.
I'm good.
I remember at Nappy, this is what I'm trying to get at. At Nappy, there was so many different levels for the new line to coming out. You know, we had advertising in these magazines and all this other stuff. You know, and all right, who I was doing product placement too. You know, and it was like, all right, well, I don't know if you remember the movie Save the Last Dance.
Oh yes.
I send out
Yeah.
product to those actors to wear
Okay.
in the movie. I want to say about 2 people wore it, you know, out of everything, but it got worn in the movie. Even if it was for a 10-second glimpse of that
Right.
extra, you know what I mean? It wasn't the main actors, but it might have been extra wearing it. The brand was on screen.
Right.
We sent stuff out to BET. Samantha, something, I can't remember her name. She wore it for one of the shows she was doing. How, in this world, do you really feel like you have to target that too? Do you have to?
I don't feel like I
No.
don't feel like that. No,
Okay.
because my interest is in the kid on 167th,
Okay.
the kid in Midtown, the kid in Soho, the kid on the Lower East Side, the kid in the projects in Virginia. You know, I want to reach, not to say real people, but my goal is to sell the product.
Okay.
And I've had experiences where a celebrity or a personality or something doesn't translate into sales all the time.
You're right.
And so I think if you are interested in promotion and marketing and it being seen, I think is great. You know, but I'm interested in selling it. I mean, I've had my product in Japanese Vogue. I've had my product in the Source magazine. I've had my product in Vibe. I've had my product in Click. I've had my product in several other publications.
God
web,
damn. Give some hand claps
Post.
to that rec, please. You sleeping back there? You hear all his names he's just dropping, bro. Jesus Christ, man.
You know, and so, but having that kind of promo is great.
Yeah.
Is great in terms of listing it and creating your resume, but it didn't necessarily translate into multiple sales.
Okay.
I've had some meetings with people who wanted to mass produce the product, wanted to partner, but really they wanted to just like knock me out of my own stuff.
yeah,
You know what I
definitely.
mean? So, you know, and they think because you're new at it, at the time anyway, they think because you're new at it and you don't have the information that you're just and you get so excited like you're just willing to take anything that's thrown at you.
Yeah.
And I have discernment and I know bullshit when I hear it.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like, no, I'm good.
But
you
let
know?
me ask you this now. Okay. I'm a major chain store now. Let's just say Walmart. Let's lowball Walmart. Even though Walmart is not lowball,
Right.
regardless.
Right.
Let's just use a Walmart. No, matter of fact, let's use a Target. I
Okay.
won't even want to say Walmart because there's more Targets in the city than there are Walmarts.
Mhm.
Let's say Target says, you know what, Brian, we're definitely interested in your line.
Mhm.
We want them in all of our stores.
Mhm.
How do you go now about mass producing a product that you're hand making?
That's a great question. I'm not really interested in that.
Hmm.
I'm not. First of all, any kind of partnerships or business dealings that I have, you have to come at me with integrity.
Okay.
Integrity is first and foremost, right?
Okay.
And so, yeah, you can throw money at me or whatever, but I think it loses something. So my conversation with someone like Target or Walmart would be, okay, well, I'll create something different for you that translates into mass production. Because what I currently do with the hand sewing, it wouldn't translate the same way, and then it no longer belongs to me.
So you would give them access and right to use the name and let them mass produce it? Is what you're saying?
Maybe the name, or I would create something that they could mass produce separate from what I'm currently doing.
Not the hand stitching then.
Correct.
It can't be that.
It can't be.
There's no way. Yeah.
It
I
just
mean,
does-
it could be.
It could be, but it doesn't translate the same.
Exactly. It will never.
Unless
never.
your mass producing looks like hand sewing,
Yeah,
it doesn't look the same.
definitely.
So it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't speak the same language. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so it's lost. You know?
Definitely.
And then it's no
Definitely.
longer mine.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I think as a person of color too, it's really important to hold
Yes.
on to something that you've created.
totally agree with you.
You know?
Totally agree with you.
So,
So, all right.
you know, and you have to ask yourself too, what is it that I need and what is it that I want? You know?
That was
because
my next question.
if I'm willing, if I need more than I currently have, then maybe I'm more open to that kind of conversation in terms of mass producing. Like I'll sell myself a little bit.
Well, not necessarily sell yourself, but I
Well,
mean,
it depends on how connected you are to what you've created. And so if you are now going to the highest bidder, you are selling yourself a little bit.
yeah, but all right. I would, in my world of thinking, I would think more of like designing for, let's just say like a fashion show's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be the head designer for, let's say this the most famous model that's going to be on that runway.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I don't think that's selling yourself.
No, but that's a little different. I'm talking about the mass marketing of a product.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think
definitely.
that's when those questions come about, when you ask yourself, what is it that I need? What is my end goal?
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
can I take this money and run and just
Okay.
lay on a beach somewhere and, you know, and give up the design of it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Let
got
them
you.
just take it.
No. I
Or
wouldn't.
do I, you know, kind of hold on to my guns? And, you know, it's arguable, right? So depending on who you ask, people be like, oh, you stupid. You should just sell it and go on about your business. But I actually enjoy, like, it's like my baby. I wouldn't sell my baby.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, and I
Okay.
actually enjoy creating.
Okay.
And so as a creative, you can always create, right? So somebody might say, well, okay, if that's your argument, then you go ahead and sell that and then make something else.
Definitely.
Yeah, but
So, where you're at,
hmm
are you satisfied with the plateau you're on, or you know that there's more that you can achieve, or is it like, all right, you know what, I'm going good at this pace, let me stay here?
I think there's always more.
Mhm.
You know, you always want to push yourself.
Mhm.
But if I remain small yet profitable,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Exactly. Yes.
You
yes,
know?
Yes.
I start to get like crazed when a whole lot of people try to come into the mix.
Mm.
And the thing for me is like, you see the possibility of their money being made or whatever, but you don't really care about the product.
Okay.
You just want to kind of latch on
Yes.
and get some money.
Yes.
You know, and
Yeah.
so money is not evil necessarily.
Mm.
You know, I mean, we all need it, right?
Definitely.
But at the same time, it's like, how can I trust you to care about it, to make the money, like I do?
Exactly. No one will,
Exactly.
No
No
one
one
will.
will.
because
No one
it's
will.
your passion.
Unless you're coming to the table with some other aspect that I'm not currently doing.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And you can make this so much better, or
But
make
even
it
then,
a little better.
Even then, I still would be wary. I still would be like, you know what?
Of course. That's like leaving your child with a babysitter that you don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're right.
You know?
You're right.
Unless you've got cameras all over the place, you know, and then don't tell them, you're not going to know what's happening with your child.
True.
You know what I
Very
mean?
true.
So it's sometimes I think it's paramount to have a partnership or some partners or something like that. And then there are other times that trust issue thing, you know, especially when you put so much time and energy and effort and your own finances into
Yes.
it. a lot of times bringing somebody else into the fold because they're like, oh my God, this is so great. How can I be a part of it?
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like.
Do you consider that stuff though, or is it like?
I
nah?
consider it. I haven't made any moves on it.
To be honest, like the only way, all right, if I were you, I'm just, you know, fixating my mind here because I'm just like, all right, if I were you, the only person I would, if I were you and you would approach me and say, you know what, I want to get in with you, you know what?
Yeah.
I would say, okay, well, show me that you can make the same exact T-shirt I can, hand stitching, in the same amount of time that I can. Like, I would need that type of qualifications from you.
Right.
Because then I know that we're doing the exact same effort. We're putting the exact same effort in.
Yeah.
Opposed to somebody that's going to say, okay, yeah, I'm going to go on you, but we'll just mass produce everything. You know what I mean? And then, you know, we'll slap the label on it and that's it. And I know that's not what you want to do. Because like I said, just you taking your time out to do these T-shirt like that, that's not your overall goal.
I mean, because obviously I know that I could mass produce it.
Exactly.
You know, but then like I said, it wouldn't be the same thing. You know what I mean?
And to be honest with you,
I mean,
what you're doing, your style of clothing, to mass produce that, it's going to take a hell of a lot more money than it would anything else. Like, because that's not regular embroidery.
Yes.
You understand? Like, regular embroidery is nothing. The stitching that I'm seeing, in it's going to cost you way more.
Yeah.
I think you'll lose, head on. You know, so
that's why I said if that kind of deal was on the table or something, I would have to create something else that could be mass produced and that I wouldn't be as connected to, I guess.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like, oh yeah, you can go ahead and make 50,000, 100,000 of that or whatever. Like, I don't care.
Before we wrap this up, man, because we're kind of pressed for time, and I would love to talk to you all day. Like, I definitely would, because it's intriguing to me. You got to let me know, between me and you, how long does it take you to do one T-shirt?
Ooh, surprising.
On a focus day, not a lagging day,
on a focus day, I can probably knock out, in 24 hours, I can probably knock out maybe 11.
Give me an exact, the most you've ever done. The most you've ever done.
In one day?
Yes.
I've done about 8 T-shirts in one day.
Jesus Christ.
And that was lagging. That was me like taking a break, eating a sandwich,
but you talking
watching
about hand
Netflix.
stitching, cutting them out, and sewing.
Yeah.
Breck, where are you with these hand claps, man? I don't understand. Today you're sleeping. You know what? 8 T-shirts are made in 24 hours by hand. You're talking about cut and design, designing, cutting, and stitching.
Because you have to conceptualize too. Like, you have to figure out, what am I gonna make today? Like, what you see on the IG is I'm making multiples of those because people have been requesting.
Yes.
But then trying to come up with a new concept and something that speaks to me first. Yeah. And then hopefully it will speak to the audience.
Definitely.
You know, that takes a little bit more time.
I would imagine. Yeah.
But again, I hope that people feel the passion in the product, you know, and know that it's not just some fly by night. And I'm not trying to hit people over the head with prices, and I'm not trying to. And I'm not I post stuff, but I'm not like buy for me. You know.
Definitely, I understand that.
So you know, I let people make choices for themselves.
I think a smart and a real consumer who appreciates quality. You know, like that will definitely have no trouble giving you anything that you ask for your T-shirt, just knowing that it's being done by you. Yeah, you understand? And then, all right, when you're doing a transaction, you're actually doing the transaction, right? So
it's me all day.
That's you know what kind of that's not just all right. Well,
you can't get more personal than that.
Exactly. Right? I'll go pick up one of the stores in Fordham Road. You lose the value.
And I also add like handwritten notes.
Look at that.
You know, like
incredible.
You know, because I treat people the way I want them to treat me. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And so what I would expect in terms of being a consumer is what I try to give other people. You know what I mean? And so I think in the long run, in the bigger picture, it might not come quick, but it'll come.
It definitely will.
You know?
And I have nothing but faith, and I wish you nothing but success with your line.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
And that's bottom of my heart, and I appreciate the T-shirts you got me too, my brother.
Thank you for that.
You'll be wearing that next week on the show for sure. But yeah, man, like I said, please go to his IG, Courtney and Maxx, on Instagram. You're going to see quality stitching, quality work, and T-shirts. Not something you're going to run down the hill and get in the 99-cent store, man. This is quality work, bro. please give them any platform, social media they can find you, how they can order, whatever. Let them know.
Yeah, so Courtney and Maxx is COURTNEY and Maxx, MAXX. The blog is Courtney and Maxx. The photography is The Lens Within Photography. Yeah, just hit me up, even if it's just to say hi or, share some kind words or something. I appreciate everything, and I'll respond. So
Definitely.
hit me up.
And like I said, man, it was a pleasure for you coming through.
Pleasure for me as well, man.
And
I really appreciate it.
do not be a stranger. Those doors are always open. You can
I'll
always
come back anytime.
Oh, definitely will.
'Cause I'm chatty.
Yes, yeah. We got a lot more to cover too, so we definitely got to get you back. We're gonna go into some more videos, and we're gonna come right back with DJ maytr1x and NYC Devine. Let's get into a video, DJ Rack.
Word. I like this one. Yo. Yo. Look. Yo, look, I'm about to bring D back like we in the nickel. My flow nasty and I'm sick with it, that's a sniffle. All this shit for your mind gon' build up your brain tissue. Rappers still coming up short like their initials. Look, I'm gaming on point like I'm Aragon. Racist cops don't understand this shit is a marathon. And I'm 3 people ahead of your ass. Second guess my work ethic like time and a half. I'm clocking in, look, no intermission. My composition is competition. See recognition to lock position, my deposition. This heaven gifted the definition of everything real. Flow's cold enough to give you the chill. Look, social media plays your pedal to all you lames. Critics fall in love with the web like they Mary Jane. But I'm like $100 bill, I never change. Like I'm driving in the shoulder, nobody is in my lane. What's up? Put it on wax, nobody would catch me slipping after a hit. I get the chicken like my name is Peter Griffin. Whoa, I got the rap game tapping into submission. Look, I'm in here like extensions. Pay attention, no album they book me. I'm a monster, no cookie unless I'm getting a cookie. I'm more sure than Snooki. Everybody in the game gon' overlook me. A king and I'm from the Bronx, that's a double A boogie. Damn, I can't help it. As far as me shooting my shot, I'm beyond selfish. My legacy in the game gon' reign like a Boston Celtic. Can't call for reinforcements, I'm leaving these niggas helpless. Look, and you can see that in my Mediterranean. I'm rapping circles round y'all loonies, that's Tasmanian. But you need that for those of you in recovery. Guarantee you gon' relapse like I'm itching for it. Bring the bars and the beat back. I catch a buzz like Woody and Toy Story chill. And take it a step farther and then I pop for real. I hit like Holyfield. Divine one, my words give you the holy feel. The way I'm kicking, need a Cristiano sneaker deal. Kicking like a premature baby. Hey yo, this nigga ill. All these punches start to feel like frat parties. And no apologies for this one, no I ain't sorry, look. I don't care about you sorry ass rappers who think they be saying something when truthfully saying nothing. Saying they nasty, saying they sick when I'm disgusted. Divine on the track and everybody is running. Look, this for anybody in CT. It's for anyone in NYC or anybody down in New Jersey or any legal state for that matter. Cut the chatter, I'm better than most. I'm bringing bars back coast to coast. This ain't nothing, I ain't even get started. When I blow, it's Nintendo cartridge. I'm not a rapper, nigga, I am an artist. You just a rapper, nigga, bet your garbage. My drive guaranteed to get you costed. We way different, listen, ways to scale. Girls coming like a VS sale. I can lose, but I always prevail. Divine son, cause I shine like one. I'm divine cause I rhyme like one, nigga.
Let me talk my shit a little bit. Hey. I been a boss, wrist cut up, get a golf. Chain off the hook like I ain't get a call. Either I'm in the range or I'm in the Porsche. On the Benz S-Class, 10 to 4. Jacquay been the force, now I'm hot, they wanna get involved. These rappers is in the cars. I got bars locked, let me get my sentence off. I'm the best, period, no menopause. Competition's dead, bring the chalks in. I'm the shit, spit sick, toxin. Haters tryna keep me boxed in. I get to be the kiss, my style chic, that's how I locks in. Money, power, respect, they key to life. I go through the spot shot, I don't need a knife. All these new rappers need to see the light, they don't got bars left.
I have arrived, now you can proceed. I hustle for proceeds, call your girl avocado cause of the way that she holds seeds. Oh please, I smoke these OGs like toke these bogeys. When money calls, I Jones osmosis, keep it low key like Hobbit doors. Lego movies on the block since war, my optics soar from shots of gore. So much beefing for the green, no omnivore. I got the glow while I blossom more. And if these niggas casting shadows, then I'm the source of light. My source ain't light, I'm A1 with A blunt. The stakes are high, my patience died, ain't waiting. I'm like Kevorkian, niggas like porcelain, breaking down, not breaking through barriers. Porcelain, off being boss, never lost like a strong feeling. Oh really think you can challenge me where I doubt that? I got more airtime than you on a bounce back. You cannot achieve half of my height, why I slouch that? I hear you niggas screaming but lack the weight like a loud package. Rivers.
Man, this one for the city and the culture. Real niggas post up, real rappers needed. Wanted pictures on the poster, got my pistol in the holster. North, south, east, west side. They said it, I remind them of the big homie from Best Side. Before they started mumbling, I was born in Cumberland. Hospital, no obstacle will ever make me fumble, man. PK nigga with a BK spirit, got the mind of a mogul. Record labels need to fear this, trying to hear this every day on Hot 9. So the Glock 9, Chris got the 4-5, Mike's got a pop mine. Militant labels pushing whack shit with ill intent. Now we mob deep in my suburban, got innocent. Head down to DC with Farrakhan, a million men. Pull up at the White House like Donald Trump, let us in. I don't give a damn about a Ku Cut Clan or your poop putt plan. I'm the original man, God. Scar for life, they want us bar for life. Physically and mentally, and that ain't hype for real.
This is what happened when God started rapping. I was in the yard with Omar and I was mapping. Out of plan, spin bars, spinning laps. Then I got free when y'all niggas was trapping. Then I mixed trapping, conscious and backpacking. My song, the cat from the Bronx, I'm back snapping. All the whack rapping is dead now. All hail the king, put the crown on my head now. You heard me? If a chick ain't a queen, she don't deserve me. If a nigga not on my team, he don't concern me. They trying to turn me back into a goon again. Back into the nigga they knew, acting a fool again. Running around with hooligans, black and back in the tool again. Catching all kind of infractions, breaking the rules again. Nah, the level up is real. Tell them 7 months I'ma have a couple of meals. Fuck getting a deal, I'm building a brand here. Near the building I sold grands, I'm my own land there. I got a plan to leave my children and grand here with damn near a billion. Niggas don't understand where my mind at. My chakras, I've aligned that. Gangsta, conscious, street, I combine that. Nigga realer than me, you'll never find that. Definition of a G, I define that. Hold up, I bet these niggas gon' rewind that. Vision, I can see where you blind at. Nigga.
I'm trying to tell them.
Woo! Shout out to Kenny Buttons for that joint. That was Kenny Buttons. Yes, that's the man, bro.
Yeah, man.
Definitely the man. Right about now, bro, it's a highlight of the show. Well, not yet, but we're getting there. We got Devine in the building. I was calling him NYC Devine. That's his Instagram, but it doesn't matter. It's still the same thing. NYC Devine. And we got DJ maytr1x in the building.
What's up?
All right. Great opportunity. I mean, not opportunity, my fault, man. That's the wrong word. But,
It's good opportunity to be
no,
here.
we definitely appreciate y'all coming through, man. And one thing is for certain, man. You are well, we're gonna start with Devine. Well, this is the first time we actually had the artist and the producer at the same time.
Oh, that's fine.
Speaking, yeah. And I figured, you know what? Let's give it some more time for the freestyle at the end of the show, but more of a chance for them to really collaborate and you know what I mean, and build a relationship, because that's what the show is all about. So we're gonna start with Devine. Now, I do my research, I do my homework, and I'm a big fan of lyricism, man. Big fan. And I noticed, you got in contact with me?
Yes, yeah. I mean, I seen a couple of my homies been on the show.
Who's that?
So Iman been on the show.
Okay, good. Shout out to Iman, really good dude.
I can't remember who else was on the show. I want to say my boy Nico, but I could be wrong.
Nico, what does he go by?
Nico Brim. He may not have been on the show. I could be wrong, but I've seen, regardless, you know, nonetheless, I've seen your platform in, you know, a couple different locations. I was like, you know what, like when my album comes and it's ready, I'm gonna go up there, you know.
Thank you, bro.
Definitely
Appreciate
wanted to, you know, come up here and, you know,
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Now, you no slouch and no slack on the lyrical tip, man.
I appreciate that.
That's for real, and I'm not even saying it because you're in front of me. It's real talk.
Word,
I
thank you.
listen to your shit. I listen to the Rose, the album.
Word.
I'm gonna be honest. I work overnights. I always say this shit, and it's the truth. The overnights is the only time where I get to analyze and really listen to things, because it's, you know what I mean. Who the fuck is up at 2, 3 in the morning? You know what I mean? Like, it's just me and by myself. So I went through the whole joint.
Word.
You got shit in there. Like,
Word.
I'm horrible with names. I'm not gonna
Word.
lie to you, but if you pull them up, I'll know exactly which one I'm talking about.
Word.
Now, it's a diverse album. There's not one style that you're sticking to.
That's very true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what got me. And I'm saying to myself, all right, well, anybody that takes a chance being too diverse might fall or slip up in one, you know what I mean, one genre. Bro, you handle that shit straight up like a champion.
Word.
Like, every song I heard, it was like, all right, he got this. Black people can't swim.
Oh, black people. Yeah, that's
Black
hard.
people can't swim.
Yeah, that's hard.
When I tell you that you gotta hear that record. Like, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's I'm not gonna lie to you. That's the one that stood out to me the most. And that was towards the end of the album too, right?
Yeah, that's on the conceptual side of the album, I guess you would say.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Now, give me your insight in writing that, bro.
So, Black People Can't Swim. Yo, that came crazy. So, my mom had a condominium in Jersey, and we had a pool. And my friends from Connecticut actually came down and would come and swim. But one of my homies, his name is Marv, Brandon Payne, he's an artist too. He couldn't swim, and he stood on the edge of the pool, and it's a 10-foot pool. So he stood on the edge, even in the 4-foot side. Mind you, he's 6'2". So, you know, he just staying on the edge. You know, that's my homie. I mean to throw shade, but he could swim now. But so, you know, just kind of thinking about that. There was a point in time where, you know, a lot of stuff was just going on in the world, with a lot of people just getting killed by cops and different things like that. And I always felt like, in a sense, it was always at a peak when the culture of just African American people were at a high, and then something would happen, like Trayvon Martin getting killed, or, you know, I forgot, I'm blanking on the names, but it was a series of them. It was a series of just African American people that were just getting killed by the hand of cops. So, you know, the story behind Black People Can't Swim is really just, you know, everybody has that feeling, or they say Black people can't swim, black, you know, which is not true at all. Like, Black people can actually swim, but that's the stereotype. Of
course.
I taught myself to swim at my mom's pool. So the reason I wrote Black People Can't Swim is because I felt like they use Black people can't swim, or just that concept was kind of saying like it's trying to hinder us or trying to stop us.
Yeah.
And I felt like cops ideally were trying to stop us from succeeding. So, but if you think about the whole concept of just the whole Wade in the Water, which is the sample in the background,
that was crazy.
Because Wade in the Water is, you know, when Black people hid in the water to hide from slave masters. I wanted to create that parallel to kind of show that, you know, we can prosper, we can do things that you say that we can't do. And we can keep going. And that's why at the last bar of the actual song is you can't swim in my water, Simone Manuel, because Simone Manuel, if you look it up, she actually won the 100-meter butterfly swim. You know, so the first African American female to win the 100-meter butterfly. So I just wanted to create that parallel because I feel like cops, they do hinder us in a sense. But if you look at it from a different outlook, you know, we can prosper and we can, you know, you're not going to be able to stop us. So, you know,
Damn, bro. Like, Rick, you're still sleeping on the fucking hand claps because did you not hear what this man just dropped?
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, but how could you be listening and not give no hand claps to that?
Because you always
no, man,
ask
just
a question.
Bro, don't go on me. Listen to what the man just said, bro. Let me tell you something. Out of all the fucking MCs that we had in this building, like for somebody to break down this song and be so intellectual and really have the meaning behind it, I gotta commend you for that. You know what I'm saying? Because
that's real.
I knew there was more to the song.
Yeah, that's
you
a
understand
fact.
what I'm saying? Like
that's a fact.
Than the title. You know what I mean? Like
that's a fact.
Just listening to it, you hear how you broke it down. So I wanted to see if you could give me that same.
No.
feeling.
I mean, it's great to be able to actually talk about it because there's some people that hear it and it kind of just goes over their head.
Yeah, of course.
You know, some like even at my listening party, I had a listening party last week for the album. And, you know, they only were able to hear about a minute or two of the track because, you know, obviously time constraints with the venue.
Definitely.
But, you know, I was so eager I wanted to talk to people about the album and how they felt. You know, a lot of people heard the album and like, yo, it's dope, but they only really heard 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I really wanted people to hear the whole track. So when they go and, you know, we can have these kind of conversations like, yo, what Black People Can't Swim about, what doctor's appointment about, you know, like, you know,
Doctor's
just to be able to dive
the
into,
other
or
one.
roller coasters. Like, you know, like I'm very conceptual, you know, and I like to be able to give people some stuff that they have to really deep dive into. But I'm also have records that you could bump and you can have fun to, you know, so it kind of goes back to that diversity thing.
Totally agree with
Alright.
you. All right, so now let's go back and forth. DJ Matrix.
Alright.
Sure.
Pleasure having you in the building, my brother.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, not a problem, man. Not a problem. So, I'm obviously not gonna give you an MC question.
Yeah, you're right.
But let us know how long you been making beats, my brother.
Oh man,
What age did you start?
I'd probably say right before high school, and I'm 30 now. So
Okay.
yeah, just turned 30.
Okay. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Word. Congrats.
I just turned 45.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got some time.
Yeah.
I had to,
Damn.
It's a big jump there.
yeah. I'd say I started making beats. I had this like real bootleg software that I had, and then my brother put me on to. Now we're on like Fruity Loops 20.
Another Fruity Loops, man, bro. I
I
gotta
was-
salute you, bro. We're Fruity Loops advocates over here, man.
We're on 20 now. I started when it was Fruity Loops 3.
Okay, damn.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn.
So it had none of these bells and whistles that they have now.
Yeah, of course.
It was
Of course.
super generic beats, like stuff you hear in video game menu.
Video game.
Yeah, so I started like right before high school, and then it just progressed. I loved like Jay Dilla and Premier and Pete Rock and all these guys, and always wanted to try to emulate that style, and then started morphing into my own thing. So
Okay. Let me ask you this.
yeah.
When you step in somewhere, let's just say it's one of these producers events or
Yeah.
stuff like that. I'm pretty sure you attend all of those.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Not to say you're ashamed, but do you have any like hesitation? Say y'all lose Free Loops?
No, I mean the stigma is pretty much gone now with FL. I mean now they changed it to FL.
Yeah.
But,
That's why though.
right,
I
right.
feel that's why.
Yeah,
It was just a name thing, man.
It's like, oh, you use Fruity Loops? That's crazy, man. What is that? But now you have industry producers, and a lot of the top songs you hear on the radio now
Yes,
came
sir.
straight from FL. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, it's gone now.
You sample a lot.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I was raised on that. I was raised on sampling. So, but it's much better now that there's like sample packs, so you don't have to really worry about going through certain channels. But
So-
I'm a heavy sampler.
So have you sampled the vinyls?
Yeah, I definitely. My mother.
Speak
she-
it to the mic a little bit,
Sorry,
bro.
sorry.
I definitely want to hear this.
Yeah, my mother, she has an extensive vinyl collection. She's from Guatemala, so a lot of like old school salsa, bachata, all that stuff.
Ah.
So yeah, I used to sample all that stuff, and a lot of like old soul, Temptations, Childlights.
Oh.
Yeah.
So,
cheat codes.
not opposed. Aside from using the programs, do you use a lot of hardware when you sample? Like,
Well, up until maybe 4 years ago, I was just strictly software, and then I picked up an MPC Touch, which I loved
nice.
until it broke down on me.
Oh,
Yeah, and then I recently picked up the MK3, the machine, late last year. So yeah, I've been pretty much my workflow is I'll chop up the sample, program everything here on the machine,
yeah.
and then I'll export everything into FL and really get
Nice.
busy. So
Nice. Now, do you feel the appreciation of using the machine opposed to just pointing and clicking and using the
yeah,
FL?
definitely. I'm a very tactile. Like I gotta touch what's going on.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I tell everybody who doesn't make beats, like the most difficult thing is to have something in your head and then not have it out there. You know
Yes.
what I mean? So like having to actually touch it, it makes a world of difference.
Great,
Yeah.
great. Now, Yeah, let's switch back over to Devine. I'm trying to give you guys equal ample amount of time. It's kind of hard. It's the first time I've ever done this like this. Word. All right, Devine. To me, you're the MC. You understand? Like that to me, that point blank.
Word.
Only thing I would say, and it's not even criticism. It's just more of like just a little, you know what I mean?
I take it all, man.
A little pop up on your screen.
Word.
Maybe some stories, bro. You understand? Like, could you? I feel like you have that skill level where I'm pretty sure if you was to write an ill story, something, you know what I mean, more personal that happened to you, it would be a phenomenal track. You understand? Like, that's the only thing I was lacking from that whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. The content, 100% flawless. That's every song. I was just like, damn, he's all around MC. If he just hit me with a story or two, like I would have just been like so satisfied. Like I was satisfied. Don't get me wrong, but I would have been like, damn, this is something. You know what I mean? I gotta put up there with like a Nas album type of shit. You know what I mean? Like it was definitely like. I'm not bullshitting you, bro. Like I felt like that when I was listening to you. Like I was like, damn, you know how you get that feeling like when you first heard something like that really like moved you. You know what I mean? Like an artist. You know what I mean? Like you just heard maybe one or two verses of him somewhere, and then he hits you with some shit. It's like. I had no clue of who you were before that. Don't take that wrong. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact.
I go through thousands of fucking emails a night. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I want to be on the show, and I got to sort through all of this shit. You know what I mean? Like, yo, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Like, who gets to get on? Like, because I'm not God. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck am I to say, yo, you're not qualified to come on the show? But at the same time, I know what my viewers and everybody else expects from the show. You know what I'm saying? And it's pure lyrical content, and it's, you know what I mean? A bar has been risen for as far as beat wise and producers that come across the show. You understand? We have like the greatest like come on the show. Well, not the greatest yet, but we're working towards that. But we've had a lot of great producers here, and we had a lot of great artists here. And I felt like, yo, you know what? This dude has to come. You know what I'm saying? That's why my response was immediate.
Yeah,
and
dope.
My thing is this: where do you see? You know, what do you? In what area do you think you're lacking as an MC?
Oh, that's a great question. I can't even. I try to build myself and make sure I'm so
tight in every.
You know, area. I'm like, you know, I'm well in every area. But if I could like pinpoint it, like I guess for
not even lacking, but what do you think needs just a little more improvement? As far as your next project is coming, what do you think you're gonna do?
So kind of piggybacking off of what you said, just, you know, the storytelling, the thing because I have a record that's a dope storytelling track from beginning to end.
Okay.
And it's real. It's a real story and everything. It's real about me. It's real about the person that I'm talking about in the song. Dope. It just didn't make the album cut. But one thing I always is very scary, I think, as an artist, is just trying to make sure that you you connect that bridge between the artist and the person who's listening to it, you know. So I get very scared when I'm putting out records, because I'm always like, dang, you know what, I gotta have a hit or like some banger for the club. You know what, maybe I could have like get a Cali vibe or something for the girls. Then I'm like, I should get a storytelling, or I should get a conceptual song, you know. And I'm always stuck within that window of always trying to think of, like, you know, how to create that or connect that bridge, which is wrong. You should never, you know, you should be mindful of it, but it shouldn't be what you push for. So if I were to say something that you know, where an area I can get better in as far as like my music, I want to be able to connect with I don't know, I want to be able to connect with the streets more. That's definitely something like I want to be able to do, because it's where I'm from, but I don't put a lot of it in my music, and I'm aware of the environment. I've been in the environment, and
but
you know,
you said one thing that kind of this kind of got me. Not, you know what I mean? Like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You said it's wrong to tackle all of these different genres, right? Well, to in your thought process, saying, you know what, I got to make this for this, and that.
Yeah.
This is just my opinion, bro. And this I'm going off of what I've heard so far.
Right.
You qualify to do it.
Word.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you can do it.
Right.
So if you could do something well in every aspect, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't say, you know what, next album, do the same exact thing you
Right,
did. You know what I mean?
right,
Don't
right,
follow. You never want to follow the same exact format.
Right.
Well, you can. You know what I mean? The success rate is up there for doing that, but there's things that you might say, yo, you know what? I could improve on this. The way you know what I mean? Because I noticed what you do is you definitely how can I say it, man? You kind of grade yourself.
Right.
Like
That's
I just
very
noticed
true.
that right now
That's
over
very
you
true.
speaking. Like you know what I mean? You kind of critical on yourself.
Very.
And there's having confidence. There's not having confidence. There's being iffy. You know what I mean? And those are all normal human traits
That's
to
a
have
fact.
in life. You understand what I'm saying?
Word.
No one can be confident to the point where we say, yo, I'm just putting this out because I know it's going to be the shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's
that's
never
true.
going to happen. You know
That's
what I
true.
mean?
That's
It-
true.
It can happen, but I guarantee you 90% of the shit ain't going to be the shit.
That's
you
a
know what I
fact.
mean? Because
That's a fact.
when you co-sign everything you do by yourself, like it's like, all right, cool. Well, I made that shit just for me.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? Like that's the one thing I'm trying to get at. You're considering the masses. You're considering all of these other genres and what you should hear, whatever. I'm telling you from what I heard, and I'm a critical dude sometimes.
Yeah,
Like
nah.
when you switch up the beat on me and you might go a little up tempo, I might be like, yo, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Like, where's he
Yeah,
gonna
word.
go with it? You know what I'm saying?
Word.
But your content was there. You
Word.
understand?
Thank
You
you.
kept me listening.
Thank you,
'Cause,
word.
Yo, and I'm not like I said, man. Let's get this point blank. It's not because you're in front of me. It's
Word.
not no gas. There ain't no bullshit.
real.
I'm telling you, I listened to this shit. It was 2:30 in the morning, and that's the time my attention
That's
span
fine.
be like up here. So I'm like, yo, I could forward. I had already anticipated like,
Right.
yo, I'm gonna forward some of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I once I heard the tempo change,
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
then like listening to the content, listening to how you coming in, and I was looking at the titles too. That's the only thing I can say is my fuck up in life.
It's
Like
real.
I might prejudge something real quick. I look at the title like, what the fuck? Black
Nah,
people
me
can't
too.
swim. Like you know what I mean? Like what the fuck is this shit gonna be about? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but listening to it and then listening to the content, just the
Word.
sample when the sample came on, I was like, oh shit! Like, and then when the beat dropped, and then when you dropped, I was like, yo, this is
Yo,
overall
thank you.
a great
Word.
project,
Thank
and it's
you.
no bullshit. It's a great project. So, I would, like I said, man, if you got your doubts or whatever, like I said,
That's a
those are
fact.
human nature. You
That's
know
a
what I'm saying?
fact.
So
That's a fact.
just continue doing what you're doing because you're an intelligent dude.
Word.
That's
Thank
one
you.
thing because I've had motherfuckers sit in that chair and just like throw me off to the curb with some of their responses. I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, all right, cool. You know what I mean? And I gotta agree with them. Yeah. I ain't gonna be like, yo, fuck you talking about? You know what I mean? This is your album. You know what I mean? I gotta agree with them.
Said, all right,
But
cool.
reality is, yeah. I'm not that type of dude. So reality is, bro, like you definitely on that path. and
Thank you,
I
man,
could-
for real.
You fuck with Rondon Beats too?
Of course, that's my guy.
Okay,
We about
good
to.
dude.
He's actually gonna be on the next project.
Great.
I was just talking to
Great.
Matrix outside, and I was just telling him like I rather a lot of the producers that's on my album, I met them through online. So a
Okay.
lot of these dudes are in California, they in Atlanta, we
Dope.
never really even met formally, you know.
Dope.
But you know, they like some of the stuff they heard. I would send them some rough drafts. They'd be like, "Yo, this is dope. Let's send you this beat. This is how much it costs. I would have to pay for some of the beats."
Dope.
And that's how that album came about. But I told myself that once I moved back from CT, I was in CT, and I moved to New York.
What part?
That I wanted to. I was in New Haven.
Okay.
I was in
Got
New
family
Haven.
in Stanford.
Yeah, word. My job was right in Norwalk, which is not too far from Stanford.
Yeah.
My old job, I'm sorry. But yeah, once I told myself once I moved down to New York, I wanted to make that serious switch within my music. Even though Rose was already, bubbling at the time. But I was like, I want to make that serious switch, and a part of that serious switch was being able to connect with producers and build a sound, because I know a sound that I want for my next project. And like I said, like I was talking to Matrix outside, I was like, yo, I want to be able to connect with producers and be in the same room with these producers, whether you playing me the beat or we making a beat together, to build that certain sound. So Rondon, I've been talking about it with Rondon for 3-4 years, about being on a project together. So he's definitely gonna be on there. I don't know how many, but he's gonna be on there.
So, and that's a great segue into my next question for
Word.
DJ Matrix.
For sure, for sure.
I like the way everything is lined
Yeah,
up.
that's a
'cause
fact.
It's definitely something where I was going with him.
Word.
Now, Matrix,
Mhm.
when you work with an artist,
Yeah.
right? I don't know. Wait, before that,
Yeah.
have you ever heard of this app LL put out, Beat Dizzle? You ever heard of that?
No, I haven't heard that. No.
I talked about it with a couple other producers on the show, and it's crazy how nobody's heard of it.
Yeah,
And I feel like motherfuckers look at me like if I made this shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the truth, because I feel like I'm the only one who's ever talked about it. Like,
Okay.
all right, you use Pro Tools, right?
Yeah.
You know Pro Tools now has the Pro Tools Live, where you could actually open up your session, with somebody in Cali or wherever the case.
That's fine.
Beat Dizzle is an app that LL Cool J put out, right? And it was something like that where you could connect with a producer, like I said, from Canada or wherever, or the other part of the country. Open up a session, and you know what I mean. You just be like, yo, you know what? I don't like those drums or whatever. You know what I mean? And really, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
and
cool.
the thing is, it crashed and went nowhere. Like literally nowhere. Like I've never heard them promote it, nothing. And the ill shit is I saw the launch party for it, right? Online, and it was like 2-3 years ago. So I was like, man, this is the launch party. This shit should have revolutionized music. You know what I mean? The way music is created all around. But for me, I think Pro Tools probably, you know what I mean? Like you put the extra pressure or some shit like, you know what I mean? And figured out that, yo, you know what? We are the bigger, you know what I mean? The machine behind what music production is. So we need to have this unlocked. So that's when I heard about the Pro Tools Live. Now, how do you feel, getting back to what he was saying, how do you feel the relationship is nowadays between artists and producers? Do you think we're lacking? Do you think that there's more of it coming out? Or
That's funny because we were talking about that outside. I think the way it is now, I remember I was actually watching Heat Market earlier.
Really?
Yeah.
Which episode?
It was the one with Jay Hatch.
Okay.
The last one.
Cool.
He was talking about Illmatic and how the all-star producer.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the way it has been. I really appreciate now what Kanye's doing with, he's sitting down with Tiana Taylor and Pusha T and Nas and Kid Cudi and fully forming.
Talk a little bit closer, bro,
Sorry.
please. I feel like they're not hearing you.
Sorry.
It's scaring me. Nah, I just want everybody to hear you.
Right, so he's sitting down with all of them and fully forming these albums, same way that Justin Timberlake and Timberland and Premier and Guru used to do back in the day, which is one cohesive album. You even look at a guy like Kendrick, where you know he's sitting down with his team and forming these albums together. I love that it's going back to that, and I hope it stays that way. Because what you have now is you have a lot of like mixtape albums. Which are just like, we just throw random tracks on there, and then people buy it anyway, so whatever. So there's no story being told throughout the album. So yeah, hopefully it stays that way.
And to me, you know, to chime in, I really believe that, not to say that it can't work, because to be honest, you're living proof, and I really didn't think it could to the extent where just hearing your shit totally makes me believe that it can happen without the one-on-one producer relationship, working with one producer. You understand?
That's
like, let's get this clear though. You're an artist, all-around artist. That's why I'm gonna keep specifying that. You got the Rose shirt on too. I didn't even see that shit.
Yo, man.
You got the Rose
Promo,
shirt,
man.
That's dope shit. That's dope shit. I caught it late. I used the call with me and all that. I didn't even see that shit.
My cousin asked the same thing this morning. He like, did you plan that? I was like,
dope,
yeah, I definitely did.
It's dope though. But all right, like, to cut everything else out, you're an artist who knows how to pick beats.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
He knows what fits you, and there's not a lot of that. Now dudes just hear anything, be like, yo, I can flow on that shit. You know what I mean? And it doesn't work out sometimes.
That's true.
But I always feel like when you working one-on-one with a producer, now I'm saying one-on-one with one producer. The only reason why I'm saying this is because I really feel like the chemistry has been fizzled out because there's so many dope producers out here, and you know what I mean, as an artist you feel like, yo, I want all my beats from dope producers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really, that's the case, especially when you get a big budget behind you. You like, yo, fuck that. You know what I mean? I got the dough to pay these dudes. You know what I mean? And bring in all the best. The Nas formula, I call it. You know what I'm saying? Because Nas was the first person I ever seen do it. You know what I mean? Bring in all of these different producers on the hip hop era. You know what I mean? It was done back in the days with R&B and stuff like that. But Nas was the first one that I seen to get everybody, Extra P, you know what I mean? Everybody, Premier, you know what I mean? Pete Rock, all of these dudes to work on one album. Now, where I think that lacks in some certain areas, not to say that it can't be accomplished, because that's proof that it can be, and like I said, you're proof still that it can be done. Opposed to working with one producer where you guys build a relationship and he tailor makes the beats for you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know what? I'm making this shit. Now he's gonna go home and be like, yo, I'm making this shit for this dude because I know, you know what I mean? Like this is more of his style. So y'all become one. You know what I mean? The way it was back in the days. You know what I mean? Like you had an artist and you had, usually it was the DJ who was the producer. You know what I'm saying? Or the DJ had full, you know what I mean? Like overall beat picking choices. You know what I mean? For what he knows the artist needs. Now to me, like I said, that one-on-one relationship, to me, like I said, it's like tailor making a suit for you. You understand what I'm saying? So you're definitely gonna have that overall organic sound. It's like Gnarls Barkley and what's his name?
Mouse, Danger Mouse.
Yeah, Danger Mouse.
Yeah.
The albums that they put out are like fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's a
saying? Like it's I don't even know what to classify it sometimes because I'm like, yo, that shit is not hip hop. It's like some other shit. Yeah, because when it came out, it fucked me up. Like, yo, what is this? You know what I mean? But
there's no genre,
at all. But each song was so incredible. Like, you know what I mean? I don't fast forward none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, there's one after another, and then you could see that these guys really connected and they worked together and they created something. Like, you know what I mean? That's the overall essence of making music to me. You know what I'm saying?
I equate it to like a pitcher catcher, where it's like the pitcher can have 100 miles per hour.
Yes.
Dope is curveball. Dope is breaking ball. But without that catcher telling him, you do it now.
Definitely.
You do that fastball now. You do that curveball now.
Definitely.
Then it's not gonna work.
All right.
That's perfect. That's perfect analogy right there. It is. So,
all right. So where you from, by the way? Because he didn't ask that.
Crown Heights, Brooklyn. Crown Heights, Brooklyn.
Is that the important question you have?
Because one of the old boroughs is in the building.
Oh, you're right.
All boroughs is in the
Brooklyn,
building.
right?
Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's why I wore the fucking hat. I knew somebody was coming from Brooklyn.
Man,
I said somebody's coming from Brooklyn. I got the Brooklyn hat on stash. All right. So any more intelligent questions you got, baby?
No, you have a couple, don't you?
Oh, you do?
No, I'm talking to you.
Oh, I got plenty. You just interrupted everything. All right. So collectively, this is a question for both of y'all.
Sure.
All right. There's artist events like showcases and shit like that. This is reoccurring question I have every week. I just need to get to the bottom of it because I'll let you know what I'm getting at the end of everything once I get your responses.
Sure.
There's open mic. Well, I'm not gonna say open mics. There's no such thing as open mic anymore. There's artist showcases. There's producer showcases, right? A lot of them are like pay to play type shit. You understand? Are you guys supporting that, or you're like, you know what, I'm against it, or do you feel like it's a necessity? First of all, let's get that. Do you feel like it's a necessity to actually participate in these showcases? As far as artist showcase, then we'll get to him for the producer showcase.
So I think there's a certain. So I've been fighting myself with the same question for a minute because I still do, especially now where I'm in the midst of putting together my own tour, and trying to do shows. I've been fighting myself with the same question, but I think it's healthy to do one or two where you do these pay to plays. I think it's healthy to do one because one, you get to see the environment, you get to see how it is, and you get to just experience it. I think for everybody, you should definitely experience it. Okay. Sometimes it's not, I want to say most of the time, maybe like 70-80%. Personally speaking, I don't think it's beneficial. I feel
Elaborate on that. Why it's not beneficial?
I feel like the 20-30% of the time, because if you know how to network.
Not to cut you off.
Yeah.
Networking is the key.
Right.
But as far as the producer showcase and the MC showcase, there's two different levels to it.
Right.
Now, I want to know because for the producers, I know you're gonna give me a good answer, and I'm gonna elaborate on that. But for the MC answer, this is what I always keep on getting back. Why do you believe it's beneficial though? Because
that 20-30% of networking. And that makes sense because you got all these artists in the room. You got maybe even some producers that artists are, they bring in their producers, their home producers to the show.
Have you been to any of these?
I may have done. I want to say I did one. My management was just like, yo, you want to just try one, and we did one in Queens, and it was a fail, but
90% of them.
It was a fail, and like you said, well, to me, I think I would say like 80-90, but the same realm.
90. I'm gonna tell you why real quick. I don't want you to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
You got your block coming to support you.
Right.
You got their block coming to support them.
That's a fact.
Now,
that's a fact.
You get off the stage, your crowd is leaving.
Yep.
Now,
that's a fact.
To network in that kind of environment, it sometimes it happens.
hard.
I'm not gonna say it doesn't
Right.
happen. It does
Right.
happen because there'll be artists there that might appreciate you. And be
Yep.
like, yo, that was tight. You know, let's work or whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of motherfuckers like, yo, fuck that shit was whack. I can't wait to get on. You know what I mean? And kill the shit or whatever.
Especially in New York.
Exactly. So for me to say, yo, you know what? Yeah, give me X amount of tickets so I can sell to all my homeboys to come out to watch me perform. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then not get that because to reality comes down and it sets in. It's like, yo, you know what do we do this shit for? Just Instagram to have a, you know what I mean? Like a glimpse of a crowd, you know what I mean? Jumping and then you analyze the crowd. Yo, these are all my peoples here.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's not
Right.
like there were strangers
not
in
like
there
it's
like,
my
oh
whole-
shit,
yeah.
I'm feeling this shit. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that doesn't happen.
Right, it's very
now,
rare.
A&Rs. Where are the A&Rs at these events?
Yeah.
You understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They're not there.
Yeah.
They're not there at all.
Yeah,
So
that's a fact.
you basically went out, you sold tickets to all your homeboys,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, to come out. Some of these events being fucking Queens, all over the place. So now you got to worry about these dudes getting there. You know what I mean? All this other
commute,
shit.
crazy.
It's a lot of effort
That's a fact.
into doing these events or whatever. And then like I see you coming off because I'm not saying you, but I'm
Yeah,
saying,
he's saying the joke,
I
yeah.
know artists that come off the stage and you can see the fucking letdown in their faces, or when I talk to them, it's like disappointment.
Yeah, it's
you understand
crazy.
what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm like, damn, bro, but it doesn't stop there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because every week there's a new one,
Right.
and it's the same promoters doing the same shit, and you go in the same circles. You see the
It's a
same
fact.
people.
It's
You
a
understand what I'm
fact,
saying? So
man.
it
It's
to
a
me,
fact.
it's a fucking scam
It's
all
a
the way
fact.
around.
It's a fact.
Now, if you're gonna tell me you got record producers in there, you got fucking A&Rs, you got, you know what I mean, somebody A&R, you know what I mean, somebody that's gonna get you somewhere, you know what I mean, accomplished, or there's some kind of, you know what I mean, like goal at the end of the rainbow at each one of these joints, then I condone
And
it.
even those, like, so some of those are shaky.
Of
Some
course.
of those are shaky
Because
because
when-
they just getting paid to just literally sit there and just watch people. I remember I did a show. The one I did had 60 people performing. I was like, this is crazy. It was going. It started at 9:00 and it ended at like 3-4 o'clock, and there was 60 performances. Everybody had a 5 to 7 minute window, so it was just going on forever. And these A&Rs, they sit in, and when you look, it's not like these dudes are sitting in the crowd with you, or they by the bar. These dudes are in their own VIP section, all the way secluded away from the whole crowd and the stage, and just sitting there and literally just watching. You probably, the chances that you really get to network with them is very, very, very minimal, because half of the time, as soon as they either leaving early or they leaving right after the event is done, and you don't get to network with them.
I'll throw
The
you one
chance is
better.
very small.
They're invited to those events because they're looking for a certain artist.
Right.
They already know who they want to see
That's
at
a
that
fact.
event.
That's a fact.
Everybody else is irrelevant. They
Right.
just killing time. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If they
It's
might
crazy.
see somebody of interest, yeah, they might follow you on the IG. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And see how you progress later in life. But
Right.
the main person that's performing usually is a headliner, or you know what I mean, somebody that's opening up for somebody
Yep.
big. Those are the ones they're interested in.
Yeah, they don't
Everybody
care,
else
yeah.
is just like, yo, we're getting money. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then the promoters, they jack up the price. Yo, we got
That's
an
a
A&R in the
fact.
crowd. Oh
That's a
shit,
fact.
word! I
That's
can get
how they
on.
do
You
it.
know what I mean?
It's crazy.
Automatically.
It's crazy.
All right, now producers
Yeah.
side, these showcases.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie to you, folks with our standard.
Mm-hmm.
Not heavily to the point where I'm gonna vouch for them. You understand what I'm saying? But I salute those guys from
Yeah.
afar.
Yeah.
I salute Steel Sessions, those dudes too,
guys.
Mike.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
All these guys.
Actually,
I still can't, like I said, vouch for anybody 100%. I'm not. You can't. You know what I mean? Like put my word behind anything.
Yeah.
How do you feel about these same situations at these same events?
I think they're super dope. Just because, you know, a beat is just a beat. But
Yeah.
once you put your face and the name to that beat,
Yes.
then it's a completely different story. Then
Okay.
you're more tangible to the artist. You're more tangible to another producer. You could
Mhm.
co-produce. The way producing is now is totally different than where it used to be, where it's
Yeah.
like everybody did stuff in secret.
Mhm.
So it's like, oh, how'd you do that beat? Where's the sample from?
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? But now everybody wants to share. You have tons of YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And just being out there and have other people that speak the same language that you do
Yeah.
is like a breath of fresh air. Also, it's like when you're in college and then you get drafted, and then you cross over the first pro. It's like, oh, I could play with these guys. All right, I know. Yeah, I'm not too far off. Or I'm right there. So it's like it's great for confidence too. So
See, all right, and to me, I'm producer first. I started as DJing first, then I got into producing.
Mhm.
So I could really appreciate that.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? And then, but trickling down, sometimes it comes down to me like, all right, well, a lot of these events, you have to pay to play, like I said. You know what I mean? And it's, for me, I never, this is why, like, I'll invite everybody up to the show. Never once will you ever see or hear me say, yo, you know what, I'm charging you a fee to come up. You understand what I'm saying? To get your exposure. Or, yo, you know what, I'm hooking you up with a producer that's done records with, you know what I'm saying? With
XYZ.
yeah, exactly. So I should get something off of that. Nah, I don't do that shit. I'm a straight up dude. I've been in the streets all my life. And this just transpired into something I did as a hobby. You know what I mean? But I still have the honor of that street code. You understand what I'm saying? As being just not even street, just being a man, point blank. You understand what I'm saying? I'll never do no shit like that. But I've been to these events too, and it's been producers events too. I won't mention which one it is, whatever the case may be, where I've asked some of these dudes, like, yo, you know, like, did you find it beneficial? You know what I mean? What did you get out of it or whatever? And coming down to it, like I'm giving you the critique like I gave him. His aspect was not, you know what I mean, seeing an A&R or getting anything out of it, and that, like, producer's aspect is, all right, well, being in a room with established producers, did you get any placements? Did you get any, you know what I mean, referrals to get placements? Did you understand what I'm saying? Like, are you getting collaborations with these dudes maybe on an up-and-coming album, somebody that they're working with? Like, what are the benefits of actually attending these events aside from just loving the sport and loving to be in it? Because to me, that is self-gratifying for me. You know what I mean? Like, if I was still in it hard and I was doing the production, I would definitely appreciate that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I am hanging with these dudes and I'm playing joints, whatever. But at the same time, too, it's not like they just invited me because I'm Shay. You know what I mean? Like, yo, come up here and play. You know what I mean? We want you to. Now you charging me a big fee. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, well, what am I getting out of it at the end of the day? And these are supposed to be my peers at top of that. You understand? So if I'm respecting you as my peer and I'm like, yo, this dude needs to get on that stage and rock because he's the shit, I would only imagine, like, yo, let's try to get him placements too. Let's you know what I mean? Like, it's because overall, if you think about it, it's producer networking event. You understand what I'm saying? So networking is definitely not just having me up there pay to play. It's yo, we think he's super dope. He hangs with everybody. Let's get him, you know what I mean, to where he needs to get to. So that's my thing with that.
Yeah, I think, like, I done like 2 or 3 high standards. I love it just because you hear from guys that are on the radio.
Yeah.
Like, all right, if you tweak this, if you do that, like, my production game has increased like tenfold.
Just off of their feedback.
Just hearing their feedback.
Wow.
Because, like,
see, then that's beneficial.
Right, because, you know, everyone, when you're by yourself in your bedroom, you think, oh, this is dope. And then you play it out there, it's like, compression's off, or, you know, the mixing's a little messed up, or, you know, whatever. And then you go back to it and you train yourself all over again, and you get even better before, and then they tell you, oh yeah, you're still not shit. And then you get better and better and better, and then that's only when you get to where you go.
True. I respect that aspect, but like I said, I don't keep coming back.
I had a joke for that one, but I would leave that one. I mean, someone did the same thing, and he still does not learn.
Also the same.
We without mentioning any names, and I definitely, because he's a good-hearted dude.
He's a good-hearted dude, but I understand it faithfully. And
not just I understand it,
just everything in general. And
yeah, if you don't make any changes, what's the point of going?
No change, no change.
But this is my point. All right, he makes no progress, but he still attends the events, and they still take his money, and they still don't help him elevate. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? So, and that's what bothers me, because I'm like, yo, dude, I can have you on this show every fucking episode. You understand what I'm saying? Every episode, if I see you lagging or if I see something, I'm gonna let you know. Like, yo, you know what? I don't want him to rock over that. You know what I mean? Like, would you? You know what I mean? Like, it's just genuinely that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? If the relationship is not there, you guys didn't create something or you didn't hear anything, whatever the case may be. But I feel like in his case, that's a serious case for me. That proves my whole point. Like, yo, you know what? How does he keep? And don't get me wrong, they big him up. They big him up, and everything he drops, oh shit! Because I see the flames on his. You know what I mean? Like,
they gas him up so much. He's like, You go to Party City and you want to eat the balloons filled. They gas him up like that.
But then what comes down to it is like, you know what? You gassing them up. You making them play all his joints. And it's like now I see it. Now it's all about, yo, just putting that money in his pocket. It's not even like, yo, I'm trying to help this dude. You understand what I'm saying? And that shit, it offends me because he's a good dude. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm not... he will never take my perspective on like, yo, maybe you should do this a little better because I'm not a big name producer. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So you got these dudes there and just like, yo, fuck it, you know what I mean? He paid his fee, you know what I mean? Whatever, let's let him rock, and you know what I mean? We keep on going. And that shit to me is unfair.
That's crazy.
Because if that was the case, then you know what? At least 3 or 4 of the events, let him come in for free then. You know what I mean? Let him just rock for free. Right. But I know that your man is actually paying for his slots. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the only thing that really bothers me. And that's why I asked y'all about that.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real.
All right, so I definitely want to get into. Well, we got enough time. Yeah, but as far as collaborating, right? What do you look for in a producer? And same question for you. What do you look for as far as an artist goes?
Okay.
All right, I'll let you.
All right, cool. For artists, I'm looking for something that's not that I never heard before, but if you're telling a story, you're telling a different story or telling a different way.
Okay.
I'm all about being true to yourself.
Okay.
And it's like, if you're talking about $100,000 cars and you live in the projects, come on. You know what I mean?
Totally agree with you.
You fake it till you make it. I get that, but it's like there's a million things to talk about in this world. A million things going on. We don't have to talk about what's going on the radio every song. We don't have to talk about slinging drugs every song. So I appreciate guys like him. Where it's like,
did you hear his project?
I heard some stuff.
We just chopped it up.
Yeah.
Oh, so you heard it today?
Yeah.
All right.
Same thing with me. I heard some of his beats today.
No, that's no
problem.
problem.
I was on the train.
No problem. That's what the show's about.
That's a fact.
So that, and I look for guys that take pride in what they're doing. They're not doing it for a money grab.
Definitely.
They want to push the culture forward.
Definitely.
Where it's like they constantly working on the cadence. There's constant progression.
Yes.
You know, every great MC has constant progression. Rakim wasn't Rakim until, you know, the first album was great. The second was better and better.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
You know what I mean? Michael Jordan didn't have a great jump shot when he first came in the game.
Of course.
He worked on it. So guys with good work ethic I look at.
Dope.
Word. And for me, as far as like what I look for, like if the beat can move me, just not even just like sonically, but like spirit, like inside. You know, like when I listen to beats or especially new beats, I like to close my eyes and just sit there. You know. And I don't want to be around nobody. Like I don't want any influence around. You know, when it comes to producers, you know that's cool. But I need to be by myself, almost isolated. I need to sit with the beat by myself because it has to move me. Like I have to feel it inside. So it's like as far as like what I'm looking for with like just being able to collab with other producers and different things like that. It's just being able to sit down and listen to the beats and have the beat just take me to a different area, take me to a different zone without being influenced by any other outside sources. Because I feel like that plays a role in it. Sometimes you may be sitting in the studio and you hear a beat and you're around 7 of your homies and they may like the beat or they may be vibing with it and it may just not hit you. It may not hit you as strong, but because you see 6 other people sitting there and going dumb hard, now you feel compelled to, I got to do something on that beat. And I don't like that. Personally, I feel like it got to move me myself,
But now, all right, you said you want to hear the beat and feel like that. Be able when obviously it's going to come up to the point where if you work with a solo producer, you might be there during the creative process.
That's a fact.
You understand
That's
what I'm saying?
fact.
So that, in its all, you're going to really appreciate it and actually contribute to it. You know what I mean?
Fact.
Contribute
Exactly.
to it. And that's the beauty of working with one-on-one producers. It's
Right.
not like, he's just emailing you a bunch of shit like, Rocco or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, y'all going to be creating together. You understand what I'm saying? And I would hope, man, because my overall goal, and it's always every week, is to bring the collaboration, you know what I mean, together. And not just for the show, for the screens or whatever, that you guys leave here and like, you know what, I really rock with him. That's what this is for. You understand what I'm saying? So you get a notion of what this man does. You know what I mean? And he gets a notion of what you do.
Right.
So that when y'all leave here, y'all exchange the math, you know what I mean? Y'all get busy or whatever, and and do what it does. You know what I'm saying? That's what the whole thing is about. You got a question? Well, I wouldn't say 90. That's kind of more like 60% of the art. It varies. You know what I mean? Because some of the producers or some of the artists might see a lot of the artists. They leave here. Well, they came here just straight up downloading beats off YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, this is how I'm doing my production, how I'm doing my EP. Never ever really respecting a producer. You know what I mean? Or not being in the same room with a producer. A lot of artists they don't give a fuck about producers. Right. You understand what I'm saying? They're like, yo, that's whatever. You know what I mean? I get a beat anyway. Why the fuck I need to sit and talk with this dude? Right. Now, the greatest case I always put it, man, is dude. His name is Maserati Sparks. I don't know if you ever heard of him. And Uzi Mazzolino. These guys, Maserati wasn't even here. We had him on Skype, and they connected instantly. Now they got a whole EP coming out.
That's fire.
You're talking about an unsigned artist who doesn't have a budget, who doesn't have anything, working with an industry producer, because this dude's work with everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that organically happened through this show. You know what I mean? And that's what I want to continue happening. It doesn't mean that every producer that sits in his chairs has to have major credits or whatever. Just that organic, you know what I mean, relationship that I could form here would transpire and keep going. You know what I mean? Outside of these doors. That's what the overall goal is.
That's real.
With that being said, man, let's get into one video so DJ maytr1x can set up and then we can get this going, because I want to have a nice amount of time. You know what I mean?
All right, the video we're going to get into, I want you to tell us a little about it. Love.
It's Love. Oh, word. Okay, that's so this the video, because this the only video.
You got the video. All right,
yeah, we're going to get in a video. We could get in any of the tracks. I don't have a problem. But Love, yeah, it's the last song on my album. And it kind of just, if you listen to my album from the top to the bottom, man, it's just me kind of telling a story or just painting a picture about myself, me being a rose from the garden, and what my message and what my purpose is in this world, starting with New York City and then going further than that. But it all just comes down to everything just being about love, man. All we need is love. And then at the end of the day, you know, negativity, positivity, whatever, you know, whatever you're dealing with in life, if you come to the simple concept of love, it'll help with everything. So that's why it's the last track of my album. It's the last track called Love. That's the, you know, we're gonna drop the video.
Let everybody know, introduce the video, you know.
Oh, word. So I go by the name Devine, DEVINE, NYC, Devine on all social media platforms. This is my last track on one of my singles on my album called Love. And this is the video, man. I hope y'all enjoy.
This one different right here. For once I found happiness in self. 20-something years of pleasing everybody else. I followed the crowd, followed behind, followed in line. Now I'm trying to take my own shot, then following mine. I think my family's still confused while I'm following rhyme. My father's skated, so it's only right I stay on my grind. I learned to smile for a while, cause it feel good. I've been smiling through the pain and I still could. I ain't mad, I got God on my side, I'm truly blessed. Trying to get the world to meet peace like Ron Artest. Hopefully my kids help me and say, Daddy, you the best. In the mirror with my daughter while tying up a ring, yo. This life is hard, this world is pain, yo. I'm broken down and pray for change. I ignore my loss and pray for gains. The sun is shining right after it rain, cause all we need is love. Maybe then it might make it feel all good, and we will be alright. All we need is love. Maybe then it might make it feel all good, and we will be alright. And we will be alright. Lock in the slums, churches in the ghetto, city full of dreams. I'm a garden like a mellow, one that never settle. Yo, I will blossom, roots on the concrete. These roads, I'm still awesome. Yo, the non-believers believe in anything other. The black and white world that I be viewing in color. For anybody listening, still in touch with their mother. Before the night is over, just call her, tell you love her. You taught me how to love God, you taught me how to be free, you taught me how to get by, you taught me how to be me. You stopped the troublemakers, told me never go drug dealing. Demolition hate, the renovated with love healing. The pain is temporary, paint this city in love. Ain't no real reason for it, I'm doing this just because. tell the cops to put your guns down and give us a hug. We owe it to ourselves to see what it does. All we need is love. Maybe then it might make it feel all good, and we will be alright. All we need is love. Maybe then it might make it feel all good, and we will be alright. And we will be alright. Money and power, the root of all evil, I truly believe. I know if you blind, I can see the world get attractive, full of greed and needs to be perceived as something, but there's happiness in nothing. You see, love is passion and love is endless. Love is family and love is friendship. Love is comfort and love is caring. Love is affection, love is sharing. Love is holding hands as one community. Love doesn't exist without you and me. Unity, usually, truthfully, I'm speaking into existence. Wishing you listen to position yourself with persistence to go the distance. I feel where I'm coming from. I'm planting this love tree to be the greed, the need to feed you, choose your dinner from. In hopes you grab a leave a seed. I plead from you to me to see that all we need is love.
Phenomenal. Thank you. All we needed was love, man. Correct. All you need is some love in your life. Man.
All you need is love, man.
Cheer up.
Come down to love, man.
Cheer up and do your job better, bro. Slouch.
No, that's a fact, man. Thank you.
Nah, man. I fucks with him every weekend. Every week. He knows his love, though.
Word.
He should know by now.
Hey, man. That's what it comes down to.
But yo, it was a pleasure having both of you guys in the building, man.
Thank you.
Phenomenal producer, phenomenal MC, man.
Word.
DJ Matrix and Devine, bro. Like I couldn't ask for a better episode for real.
Yo, man, this is fire, man. This is great.
Definitely got. Yeah. Shout out to Brian too from oh man, Courtney and Maxx clothing line. She got some dope stuff, man. Follow them. Yeah. They got some dope stuff. So
we have to make sure.
Everything's
plugged in, right?
Everything's plugged in. Yeah.
You ready to rock?
Everything is
working out the technical side. While we do that, please guys,
you play?
Try to play something.
Give them your Instagram so the way to find you. Before we get into the beats, both y'all.
Oh, snap. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
What, Instagram?
Yeah, any platform.
On your platform? All right, Instagram. That's my most used one. DJ Matrix. DJ maytr1x. Somebody took my name. Yeah, you could mostly find me on there. I'm gonna release whenever I get a chance to my little beat tape. It's called Slim Esco, which is basically my beats with Nas and Eminem's verses over them. Just because they're notorious for not picking great beats, so.
Yeah, I heard the sample you put on the Instagram. That shit was dope. That shit was definitely dope.
Nas and who else?
Nas and Eminem. So they have dope verses.
You gotta join on Instagram.
Very rarely they have great beats, so yeah, I help them out. I'm pretty much working on that. Working with a duo out of Michigan.
Speaking of that, how do you feel about Nas's new album?
Yeah, opinion on that.
It's good. I like it. It could have been better. Some songs he looked like he was a little lost on, just because he's used to picking whack beats. It looks like. Yeah, I love the concept. I wish it could. It seems like it's kind of rushed though. Like they only had like a week to do it, but I wish they had a little more time. But yeah, it was a good start.
Dope question for the end of the show when we're trying to get some.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
thanks a lot, DJ Rock. I told you all you need is fucking love, bro.
See what I'm saying? Rose.
Yeah, let them know.
Yeah, so you can follow me on everything. Y'all can follow me on everything. NYC Devine is DEVINE, not DIDEVINE. NYC Devine on everything. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all of that. Y'all can follow me. Rose just dropped on Saturday. Wow, it's been a week and a day.
Please go cop that. Yo.
Yeah, Rose is out now. I would love for all of y'all to cop that album. Please let me know what y'all think. And yeah, man, yeah.
Shows, tours coming up. You got a tour.
Oh, so I'm working on a tour right now. You know, I'm just putting it all together. I'm doing it myself with my manager. So, you know, we trying to stay away from those shows that we talked about. But we trying to also, you know, if for anybody who's listening and you're an artist, try to put together your own shows and you know, find the venues. It's really, you know, if you got 2-3 people that's helping you financially, a lot of these venues, they not really that much money. You can find some spots that's outside and you could bring your own crowd. So, you know, I would tell people to do that. But that's what we're doing for this tour. We're going to hit New York, CT, Jersey. We're going to, you know, dabble in California and Atlanta because my family lives out there. So yeah, we're going to be dropping that tour, and that tour is going to start in September once college comes around, because there will definitely be some college shows that we're going to be throwing on to the tour too.
Dope shit.
Word.
That being said, man, it's time for the greatest part of the show.
Let's do it.
Market Radio Freestyle.
You ready?
Oh, snap. What you got? What you got for me? Give me something I can spit to.
All right. Let me give you a little something.
Yeah. Oh, snap. Oh. Yeah. Oh, okay. I had to fill that one out. Yeah. Look. Yo, it's Devine, Matrix. We in here. Key market. Let's get it. Look. Yo, check, look, yo, hey yo, I'm here to change the game, not here by coincidence. Every time I black out a career where I eclipse. Think you got a gift and I lyrically pull a Grinch. I can shine and black out, see how I flip the switch. For y'all it's getting worse, that's Camelo leaving the Knicks. I'm here to stay like I need a citizenship. This Nutella bar should get me a sponsorship. Shorty play with my stick at the chocolate and then she dipped. Raise the Kingsbridge, that's royalty, lay it down. That make competition jet faster than Bow Wow. Every time I flip out a hit, it's pow pow. Smacking you on well once I speak, I hold it down. I put 150% of effort into my rap. Females before the club, I'm so ready to snap. Like you ain't pay your electric, I'm so ready to black. My line's dope, so if I leave the house, I'm busting the trap. Look, this ain't Space Jam, but I got an arm reach on the game like I'm Michael. I've been down before, but my follow-up like disciples. People read deep in my lyrics like it's the Bible. I'm off the Richter. Listen, we can keep going, man. You got something else for me? We keep going. Yeah. I'ma slow it down for this one. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what I got. Love, yo. Love. I said Devine up in here like bonnets. Like my love for noodles, you could never touch my ramen. Only touching classics till they see me paying homage. This nigga really sick. What he spit? Vomit. Just being honest. I'm underrated and extra hated. It's agitated, but motivated to wake everybody still sedated. I'm so creative and innovative, the city native. So captivating, they imitate, but shit elevate them. All my music is poetry, gotta snap. Put some faith in the star like you studying Zodiac. Killing them back to back like hearing a spinal crack. Breaking down dominance, you niggas just hacker shacks, yo. I flow better than progressive, you get the message. My drive crazy like city traffic, I'm so aggressive. Catching blessings, Odell Beckham. Ain't tryna kick it, boy, I'm Devin Hester. Trendsetter, no effort with mine, I rise like train fare. The game need me like little kids and they teddy bears. I'm Jordan in the fourth, this shit is a nightmare. You Jordan with small spark, you breathing but no air. Made with no Bluetooth, nobody could compare. Your buzzing is temporary, I'm buzzing through light years. Position no left, here my nigga, I'm right here. It's Devine, let them rhyme, I shine like Times Square. New York City, what's good, man? How we doing things? Yeah. Yo, Matrix is killing these goddamn beats. Yo, these beats is fire. These beats is fire. Oh, snap. Word. Oh, snap. This is different. Yo, I got more bars. Hold up. I got more bars. Yo, love, check. Who could flow like Devine? Ain't someone similar. For every rapper, not anyone in particular. They can't see me like a John Cena finisher. You got me spitting like a white suburban sprinkler luck. Like if sun don't shine and I'm going off. These people tell me to chill like it's Netflix, the intercourse. Spitting to get a checkup, I know my temperature off. I've been hot since the Statue of Liberty held the torch, yo. Lyrically got my weight up, I gotta flex. Never sleep on a rapper whose goal is to kill a rest. Celebrity hairdresser won't stop till I die the best. Feeling like Johnny Depp, this treasure was in the except. Yo, man, what's good, man? I can do it. What we do? Yo, Matrix crazy.
Yeah, one more.
Oh, do I got another one? Hold up. Oh, let me feel it.
Up tempo.
Oh man, okay. Okay, hold on, I gotta get a feel for this. Hold on, gotta think of some shit. Oh, you got me fucked up. Oh snap! Hold on, Matrix. Got me in my bag. Hold up, man. Hold up. Yo, looking for Devine, he finding he educated. I'm black and on white paper, I'm never discriminating. I've been on my grind as soon as my father skated. Shout out all the single mothers, your mama, I may have made it. My bars make you make the screw face like grandma kisses. Rubik's Cube, all y'all rappers got the game twisted. Heavyweight to a featherweight, we way different. I'm doing numbers after my lines, that's long division. Listen, I put the city on my back like Odell Beckham. That's a tat on Odell Beckham, double check him. At this point, my lines run off the grid. If you ain't got no lines at all, there's no way you gon' intercept them. I'm here to stay like I needed citizenship. For y'all it's getting worse, that's Camelo leaving the Knicks. Look, on the rocks, I really should just chill before I pop out the blue like a gender reveal. Matrix, what we doing, man?
Gotta wrap this up, man. We need another whole episode just for the freestyle.
That was fire.
With that being said, man, this was another episode of the Heat Market Radio. I am Shay Diggs, 167, DJ Rec. We had DJ, Matrix, bro. Those beats was just ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous.
Stupid,
ridiculous.
Oh, man. I'm happy I got your math.
Salute to y'all brothers for coming out, man.
Word, man. Thank you for having us, man.
No doubt. That door is always open, like I said, man. Y'all come back whenever y'all want.
Word.
Dope. Y'all can check the episode out on YouTube, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And we'll get it going, man. Awesome. Salute. Till next week, y'all. 100.
Thank you.